I'm going to be preparing some bannock bread, which is just a basic bread, almost like a pancake, for on the trail. I'm going to be putting it in this little plastic baggie and then frying it up on the Jetboil's fry pan. Show you how it goes. So I've mixed up my ingredients. Didn't take too long, very short time. I started out with half a cup of flour, half of a teaspoon of baking powder, some salt. Added an eighth of a teaspoon of that, and then I went to the dried milk. I chose the dried milk recipe because whenever you put the milk in your pancakes, biscuits, stuff like that, it makes them a lot better tasting. I went with a quarter of a cup and I filled it a little bit full just because it tastes better with that. And then lastly, 1 teaspoon. Just basically scoop it in and put it in. Mix it all up. Should be a little crumbly in there because of that shortening, but you want to do your best to get that shortening mixed in there so that whenever you add your water, all you got to do is just put some water into it, squish it a couple more times, and it's good to go. Because you don't want chunks of shortening in your food. I made one like that and it tasted horrible. Might want to use a actual freezer bag instead of this is just the Ziploc brand plastic baggie, because when you squeeze it with the water in it, it seems like the baggie almost wants to break. It's just thin, you don't want that. Secondly, with this mixture, I'm adding a couple raisins and a little bit of brown sugar because I want this to be more of a breakfast bread. Going to throw those raisins in there and take a little bit of brown sugar and then squish that in there too. If you want it to be a dinner bread, you can put onion powder or dried onion in there, along with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It makes a nice tasty snack, or garlic powder, garlic salt. Lunch bread, you can put flaxseed in there, and that's another tasty additive in there. I got a couple raisins in there. We'll show you on the Jetboil next. So now I'm frying on, I'll fry my mixture up on the Jetboil's fry pan. Whenever I mixed up my bread, you gotta watch because you don't want to put too much water in. That's a no-no on the trail. You're gonna end up having more of a soup than anything. You don't want that. So got my mixture mixed up, ready to go. Note that with the fry pan and this Jetboil, it's superb in heat, but you can burn stuff very easily, which you can use easily. You can put the spatula in there, which if you're not careful with this will burn too. Pack along your little flask with some oil in it so that you'll be able to have oil for many cooking things, such as eggs, to this, to something, pretty much any dish. Having oil in your little flask is necessary. Now you want to cook that, let it heat up. You want it to start steaming, but you don't want to end up cooking the oil. Open your baggie up, squish it out just like toothpaste, and you are on your way to a nice breakfast or dinner or lunch, whenever you want bread. Bread on the trail is one of the things that is a luxury. So having the ability to make bread quick, easy in a fry pan, just add water, that's something that is valued. If you go without bread for a couple of days, you start to crave that bread taste. So like I say, having bread on the trail, if you're hiking or backpacking for even one day, it's still nice to have a little bit of bread. Look at that perfect flip. Took a little bit longer. This cake does take a couple minutes to cook on low. you don't want to turn up for two reasons, because you don't want to burn the cake, and two, you need your cake to cook slow. I do find it a little bit tough to adjust this down on a fine setting just before it goes out. Seems like it's a good temperature, but you don't want that yellow flame, because it creates a bunch of black soot. It puts it on the bottom of your pan. So here's my last impression of the Bannock Bread cake. I think it turned out very good. See how it breaks. Tastes just like bread should. Consistency is very good. Could add a little bit more brown sugar. I mean, with the raisins in there and the sugar, I don't think there's any need for syrup or jelly. However, you could do that, but it's very good. Bottom line is, this is what you want to take if you want bread. Bannock bread, this recipe with the Jetboil fry system, it's perfect.